Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Well, welcome to Novice to Master.
Awesome. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody? Let them know who you are, a little bit of what you do.
Hey, guys and gals. I'm Lindsay Shearer. I am a Pinterest and SEO agency master, helping folks mainly in e-com, affiliate marketing, and info products really dominate the traffic and lead generation process, both organically and through a paid ecosystem of multi-channel marketing, and with a hardcore focus on Pinterest ads and SEO. So I'm excited to share with you guys because I know this is kind of right in your vein, and people ask questions all the time about, does affiliate marketing work on Pinterest, and how do I do SEO for ecom and things like that. So I'm glad to be here to help share with y'all.
That's awesome, man. We're glad to have you on, especially with that information, because like I was telling you before, I don't know a single person who has ever launched a successful campaign on Pinterest.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
whether
I'm the one.
that's awesome.
If
So,
you, I always tell my clients, I'm like, listen, if you're going to have success on this platform, I am the best chance that you're going to get.
yeah, honestly, I've never even seen a training program or a YouTube video or anything on how to successfully. It's like everybody dodges Pinterest.
Yeah. And I don't, for years, Pinterest was not algorithm based, or you had to get a certain number of conversions. Even in the last year or so, they launched a new type of campaign where you had to get at least 50 conversions in a week in order to even use it. And that's a lot. You have to have a good size budget in order to get those numbers right away. So in the last 6 months, they've really changed everything, and it's been really fun and exciting. In the last year, my agency has decided we were going to massively dominate this algorithm and then grow the agency based on this whole need that everyone has to not be so dependent on Facebook ads, or not be so dependent on just Google ads as our main source of traffic, but putting more eggs in baskets. And with the rising costs of leads on Facebook, and you guys, I'm sure, have seen around where there's been massive sweeps in the last year of just
Mhm.
closing business managers, and people just getting flagged, and they're working really hard on their bot system, basically, that's auto flagging folks. And so with all the flack that Mark has been getting with the Senate and all of that stuff that's happening, definitely the digital landscape is changing. So for us, that's been fun and exciting. And I was, as I've been planning and working through my business, I'm like, okay, I need to solve bigger problems if I want to make more money or have more impact. So that's exactly what we've done with Pinterest and with SEO for ecom, for sure.
Honestly, that's bringing that up though about the Facebook thing. It's
Hmm.
funny because just thinking about it, I have a few friends who have had their personal accounts, their
Yeah.
business accounts, all banned for no reason, no warning, no anything, and it seems like Facebook is even flagging people for nothing.
Yeah. Well, they basically, there are some things that they have gotten stricter on their restrictions on. So things that used to be okay, and phrasing and wording. I mean, even like our webinar funnels and things like that are normal, that we've run for years and years and years, have all had to be changed, and things have to go deeper funnel, because as Facebook checks your landing page, even, they're finding things that are against their policies, or could potentially be against their policies. And so, because it has gotten so strict in the last 6 months or so, they just auto ban. And so, and they also haven't invested a ton of money yet into having really great customer support. So you're getting folks who, you're having to appeal 20 times or whatever to even get somebody to look at it. And then they still don't know how to fix it. Even like our big companies that have a designated Facebook rep, it's still been difficult to try and get around some of this stuff. So there's some fun things that are coming. It's creating some new opportunities for other marketers, though, who are seasoning other business accounts and basically selling them and things like that, and teaching you how to fix and use the CBO, which is the automatic campaign that they're now relaunching. You guys, I'm sure, have heard of it, for February 2020, where it's going to be less, I guess, user generated or user monitored, and they have more of an automated campaign structure and things like that, and automated rules. So it's interesting how things are shifting, but they're definitely working out the kinks at our expense right now.
Yeah, it's funny. Like literally, when I say they got banned for nothing. The one guy I talked to had an ad account that didn't even have an ad run through it yet. He got
Oh, that's next level.
Yeah,
It
he
was
said it was
probably
just
related to the page. Something that was on his page got flagged.
possible. But
Mhm.
it's good to know that somebody's out there figuring out a whole nother system that nobody
Yeah, they
has
are.
touched, and you
Mhm.
know, and so now Pinterest will be an option.
Yeah.
Which, like I told you before, it's kind of funny thinking about it. All the time that I've done research on traffic and ads, and I've never once seen a video teaching you Pinterest.
Yeah, so I've been doing Pinterest organic for a long time. There's a lot of stuff out there about Pinterest organic. Of course, none of them are doing it really to the level. We're talking about mainly like small business shops, Etsy shops, folks that are using it for organic traffic. But it's no secret that Pinterest is a massive traffic driver if you're running Google ads and things like that. It's just more of now that they've changed the way their ads platform is working. So Pinterest is kind of a mixture of like what you would imagine with Google ads and the keyword research mixed with a Facebook social media type of sales platform with an ads manager, et cetera. So now that things have changed a lot, and we've really been mastering the algorithm. So I'll be releasing this coming year. We've got a lot of courses and softwares and things that are coming out that are going to be industry leading, because there are a few people, like I've seen two, maybe three people do Pinterest ads courses, and they're all very, very basic. Like they're things that are in my modules will end up being like module 1 and 2. And then we've got like 12 other modules of things that need to be tested and looked at. But I come from a different background than some of these people. I've been doing digital marketing on a large scale with a lot of types of funnels and large budgets and different brands, and trying a lot of things, driving traffic. And I also have a massive SEO background and ran an SEO agency for all these years, and I still have all these publication relationships. So it's kind of a gift that I have this unique background that I really can understand how to make it work. And so I think a lot of these folks that just kind of decided I wanted to try Pinterest ads didn't have that background. And so
Mhm.
they're getting kind of like the low hanging fruit sort of, but they're missing out on this like robust strategy that it really takes to have actual success on there. And like I was telling you before, every account that I have audited, there are massive opportunities for some simple changes and things that we can make that will yield tremendous results. So it's just a matter of understanding the buying behavior. There's a lot of things that go into it that I've just have been a part of my natural learning process over the years. So it's been fun and exciting.
I bet. Yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot of good experience in doing it. So before you were telling me about how you'd been marketing for a while,
Yeah.
um, at what point did you really get into Pinterest or I guess more so see the potential in using Pinterest as?
Yeah, so my way back background is mergers and acquisitions, where I was helping companies become profitable, open new channels of marketing strategies to get new customers and grow, get data so they could go public, so they could, merge with other companies, they could get licensing deals. And that's how I fell in love with digital marketing. My best friend at the time had a huge SEO agency that was very cutting edge. He and I partnered together, ran a large SEO agency. In that process, my Pinterest images that I was kind of messing around on Pinterest started ranking on Google Image for my keywords. And so I'm like, okay. And then I began to see all of this traffic coming from there that I was not paying for, that wasn't really very well organized at the time. And so I thought, okay, I've really got to start looking at what is going on with this. And so that was about 5 years ago. And I just really started mastering an organic strategy, working it in together with my SEO clients, and working together. And in the SEO world, I've really niched myself too, because I do SEO mainly for e-commerce. And that is an underutilized niche. Most e-commerce companies are not even thinking about SEO. Maybe they're doing Google AdWords and Facebook ads, but if you're a long-term sustainable brand, going back to my mergers and acquisition days, I'm understanding how to create these long-term sustainable brands, how to bring in new traffic, where Pinterest fits in the mix, and using a multi-channel strategy. And so over the years, it just kind of evolved into that. I launched my own digital marketing agency after working with various agencies, figuring out processes and systems, because I did a lot of that in mergers and acquisitions too, that were scalable. Finding the right talent, hiring the right people, knowing how to go after. I have such a marketer's brain. Like, you give me a business idea, I've got 30 ways that you can market and make money right away, just because I've been doing it forever for a variety of different companies. And so, yeah. And so our agency over the last year, especially, even before that, we were doing a lot of Pinterest organic. Well, over the last year, I've been seeing this massive problem with Facebook and people needing leads. The cost per leads are rising and going crazy. Accounts are getting banned. People feel like they're pigeonholed into one or two advertising strategies to get new clients. And Facebook knows this. And so they keep charging and increasing the rates and all these things. And so I decided we were going to come up with a solution to this large problem of lead generation for e-com specifically, that no one else was going after, that there's a huge gap in the market. And I basically forced myself to sit down for months and months and months and learn and master this Pinterest algorithm. And now, like, I'm the go-to person in this industry because there's nobody else doing it to the level that we are. So it's fun, it's exciting, and it's encouraging for you guys, because if you're starting out, if you're learning affiliate marketing, if you're just starting a business, and what is possible when you decide to kind of niche down, even though that's hard because we get shiny object syndrome and want to try a million things. But if you can do it and focus on one thing and making one thing work, it's tremendous the success that you will have.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy because honestly, most anytime you talk about ads, it always comes back to Facebook.
Yeah.
And like we were just talking, the cost per lead rising, which I've noticed. I've ran a few ads just even when I first started, and it's like, wow, this is ridiculous. I got nothing out of this, but
Mhm.
they're getting to a point. They're ridiculous,
Yeah.
which I remember back when I was first learning, like the first time I'd ever been exposed to learning anything about doing ads and marketing. They were talking about how cheap pay per click
Yeah.
on Facebook and, like all these different places. Now it's, even some of the guys I know who have been doing it for a few years go, yeah, abandon Facebook. It's not worth it.
It depends. It really depends on your strategy. It depends on your product price point. It depends on your value, how much money you have to test. If your funnels are converting, some of our clients still do great on there. I always recommend that everyone at a minimum do retargeting on Facebook. So wherever we're driving traffic from, you're going to keep retargeting those people on Facebook. Those are cheaper for sure. But absolutely, Pinterest is a much better, cheaper prospecting platform for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. And when you were talking about it a minute ago, I never actually put any thought at all into the fact that when you thought about Pinterest and the
Mm,
connection with Google Images,
yeah. Yeah, I know.
which,
It's huge.
yeah, it's nuts because the funny thing is everything I've searched, I have noticed that I get like 20 results per page from Pinterest, but not once did I ever think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's how I kind of was too when I first started. And the thing about it is, like with Google Ads, etc., there is a technique that you can use to help get you cheaper keywords and more obscure things that have a little bit less volume that's coming from that word. But if you spread it out and you do a ton of words that are less volume, you're still going to get a ton of volume. And so that's kind of the strategy that I was using at the time, to where I was showing up for these keywords, and even large keywords I was showing up for. I was like, okay, nobody is utilizing this the way it's going to keep going in the future. And even the next trends that are going to keep coming up are going to be voice to text and voice messaging and voice searching on Google and things like that are coming up next. And so that's even more exciting, because now you've got to make everything accessible in that way. And so, like, as marketers, it's very important for us to stay up on the cutting edge, to try new things, it's so much better. I've seen people have much more success focusing really hardcore on one or two things and using that. Like for us, we use it as a matrix. Like we're choosing 5 or 6 avenues that we know are going to work together, mastering how they work together, and sharing that as an ecosystem for our clients. So it's been really fun and crazy just watching that SEO Google Ads transition into Pinterest as well.
Yeah, I have noticed the whole AI thing is at a spike. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had kind of noticed that that was going to be the future of everything. Of like, hey Alexa, find me this. Go ahead
Yeah,
and buy it.
absolutely.
Um, so yeah, that'll make things real interesting when it first happens. Uh,
Coming sooner than later.
oh, I know. Well, it seems like every day. Like it, I remember originally it was like Siri on Apple, and then the next thing you know, it's Cortana on Windows.
Yep.
Now Google wants their own, and then there's
Yep.
Alexa for Amazon, and it's ridiculous. But
Yeah. It's
I don't know. What was that?
I said it'll keep going, and then we have to start using the way we're thinking and searching for Google as a part of our search behavior too, like as you're trying to show up as an advertiser. So
Yep. So now, for anybody actually looking at
yeah.
starting anything like ads wise on Pinterest, what are what would you say were the main things they wanted to consider before they even launched their ads? Like,
Yeah.
I'm technique wise, I guess.
I would say a couple of things. One, you've got to determine what your goal is. Are you just trying to get traffic to retarget on other platforms, or are you trying to actually get conversions right away for whatever it is funnel process that you're in, whether it's leads, sales, add to carts, things like that, deep in the funnel process. And then also determining if you have a product, service, or affiliate product that fits the platform. So mainly where we're seeing success is women's based products, so fashion, and then also things like home decor, weddings, baby and mother stuff. Bloggers are huge on Pinterest. So finding and making sure that you're in the right niche, like things like makeup, skincare, things like that. So that's where I've mainly focused a lot of our brands and products and affiliate marketing on. And then also info products. We do pretty well in a lot of different info products. So it really just depends on if you have the right niche for Pinterest. There are some brands that I have had to turn down and say, maybe in a year from now, it'll be a good platform for you. But right now, there's just not enough volume. So, and I'll do research and figure it out first and just kind of see what people are searching and stuff like that. So, absolutely, you want to have the right niche, the right market. You want to know that you have at least 10x your CPAs to market per day on Pinterest. So if your product is profitable at $30, you need at least $300 a day to have a really decent test budget. So that's something to for sure think about, unless you want to do a higher than funnel objective. If you're just trying to get email opt-ins or things like that, so obviously that's a lot cheaper. So it just really depends on your objective.
All right. That's I don't know. That's pretty good advice, though. Honestly, I had heard the niche part for
Yeah.
Pinterest before about the bloggers. I think the way I heard it described was bloggers, stay-at-home mothers, and what was the other one? There was another. Most of them were female though, based,
Yeah, they are definitely more female. But
like
now
especially
it's a lot
crafty.
more millennials and a lot more younger women too. So I would say focusing on women's based products is still kind of where it's at there. So
Okay, yeah, I know they. What was it? I think it was the One Funnel Away challenge where they really went. Russell broke it all down into what he would suggest per niche and stuff.
yeah.
It seemed like blog and Pinterest were tied pretty close together.
Mhm.
Um, Now, as far as it goes though, with like what we were talking about the Google and
Yeah.
Pinterest relation, how much do you look at? How much do you use SEO towards
Mhm.
advertising with Pinterest?
A
Is it?
lot for organic.
Mm-hmm,
With paid, we do too, because a lot of times you're not necessarily just driving clients straight to a product checkout page.
mm-hmm,
You're driving them possibly to a longer advertorial style product page and or a blog page even. So the way that we've had to structure it is a little bit different, but our conversion rates are much higher than if you just send them straight to a product page where, they're, and of course we'll test it out, but typically that's not for your raw prospecting traffic that's never seen you before.
mm-hmm.
So, and then obviously deeper funnel, you can kind of do that if people are engaging with your post, if they're a website visitor, so then you know that they've already seen some of your content, then yeah, you can start hitting a more straight to product page. So in that way, it's really similar to Facebook. So But as far as SEO is concerned, then we'll SEO optimize the blog posts, SEO optimize the product pages, things like that, and start driving traffic back there.
Okay. Yeah, I've dabbled in a little bit of SEO. I mean,
Oh,
you
cool.
probably I got my toes wet anyways. Um, it kind of seems like it takes, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like it takes a person who really wants to learn it and do it to do it. So it wasn't anything I really like dove into.
Mhm.
Um, I
I
don't
love
know.
it. I would say it took me a really good solid year to really understand it.
Mhm.
Um, and actually be able to use it on a high functioning level. And that was with a lot of budget and trying a lot of things. So, but that's the same for anything: Facebook ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads. You need a solid amount of time, good amount of budget, and a lot of things to test and try in order to figure it out.
Yeah, that's something everybody I know who does ads says. There was a boy, his name was Rafa Quadres. He was on here. He
Mhm,
was doing, he's Facebook ads. He
mhm.
said the main reason he learned like he did was because he was doing it for somebody else and he had their budget, which was huge to just
Yes, exactly.
run. And it seems like everybody that's real good at ads has had some kind of access like that, which
Mhm.
gives
Yeah,
them,
you kind of just have to really try and test a lot of things. I was running a lot of ads for my own products just because I had the budget and was doing webinars and some things that I wanted to test out anyway. And then when we decided to really start hardcore, and I had some clients that wanted to diversify their budget and try things out. And then over the years, I'm like, okay, we're going to focus on this mainstream of income for just our agency and focus on this niche specific type of ad, because everyone's running Facebook, everyone's doing, and getting ecom clients that have good budgets is much harder for Facebook, etc. So they need to see results. They're much higher maintenance, like as far as what they need, attention wise and communication wise. And so with Pinterest, it's been great. The platform is actually much slower to pick up. So I don't have to be like on the phone with everyone freaking out all day. So it's kind of been really nice, kind of a nice mix.
awesome. Yeah. Is there anything else like in particular anybody should you want to kind of get across about the idea of using Pinterest?
Yeah, I would just say like you begin to think about your product suite and looking at some different price products and different price funnels. It's a great place to do like LTOs, limited time offers, and increase your cart values. And it's also a great place to test things, like if you want to test new products and stuff like that without having to spend a fortune on Facebook, et cetera, and just kind of seeing what kind of volume it looks like. And then getting top of funnel, your prospecting is way cheaper on Pinterest if you're in one of those niches. So it's worth it. But I would say, like, if you really do have questions, you can get in touch with me at Pinterest for Profit, the number 4.com, Pinterest, the number 4profit.com. And then we'll share a link for you guys. I have a free Facebook group where you can ask questions and things like that, and just try and figure out if it's a viable option for you in your business and where you're at.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely put that down in the description for the episode. Because honestly, I think a lot of people would really seriously benefit from using
Yeah,
Pinterest.
absolutely.
I know a few people who have products who knew they would benefit from them. They actually took them onto there, but they didn't do very well with the ads.
I see that
Uh,
every day.
it's
It
crazy.
breaks my heart because I'm like, I'll get clients that have spent. I had one client that spent like almost $100,000 trying to run their own ads for a few months, and I was
That's
like,
a
oh my
lot.
god, I wish I had met you guys, 6 months ago before you wasted all this money. I mean, and it's not a waste because they're still getting a lot of
Yeah,
traffic to the website, but if your goal is conversions, then yeah, it can be very frustrating. So,
I could see
um,
that.
absolutely, you want to start off on the right foot.
But yeah, I could definitely see $100,000 in ads
Yeah, being
going out the
depressed.
window is frustrating. Um, but yeah, well, I'll definitely have to put that down in the bottom of this episode for your group and all that. Like I said, there's so many people who really have probably just dodged Pinterest altogether. At least half of the people I know that do marketing who could use it
Yeah, absolutely.
don't touch it. Um, but yeah, I definitely like when you come out with when you do your training on it, that'd actually be something pretty good to catch. I honestly, I'd probably be interested in doing that.
Yeah,
Even
for sure. And maybe we can even do a joint training for you guys too. I've got some courses that are out already for Pinterest organic. I've got a huge organic marketing course that's coming out in the middle, probably end of first quarter. And then an even bigger one that's a paid ads multi-channel. And it's going to have like the super deep Pinterest ads skyrocketing formulas in there. So that's going to be fun. Next year is going to be really fun. And then I've got a software that's coming out that's going to help you guys kind of smooth this whole process together. So it's going to be a fun and exciting year.
that'll definitely be awesome. Yeah, that was one of the things. Like you bring up the multi-platform idea.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've actually set out for myself to learn to do, and I don't expect the expert level at them, but I've wanted to learn a little bit more about YouTube and Instagram ads as well.
Absolutely.
And Pinterest was when I told you before, my little brother got into affiliate marketing as well. And he was like, let's go do Pinterest ads. And it was like, why?
Where do we start and why? No one's making money yet, but that's not true. They are. It's just setting them up correctly.
That's with all of them. But yeah, now let me ask you before we get out of here. When you talk about organic on Pinterest, I
Uh,
know what there's like two main methods of organic on Facebook.
yeah.
Both of them seem like they take a lot of work.
Hmm.
Um, almost some people I know almost put in like full-time job hours in order to
Yeah.
get a few conversions out of organic traffic on
Yeah.
Facebook.
No.
So what is the organic sort of how does the Pinterest organic work?
Pinterest organic is similar to SEO in the sense that you're looking at different keywords, you're getting in different groups, you'll have influencers and things like that that you're connecting with and sharing viral content. So it's a mixture of what I would say would be like your actual products versus writing blog posts and writing about your actual products and then driving them to sale that way. So it is kind of an elaborate strategy, but just like SEO over time, it just grows and kind of snowballs on each other. So for me, it's been a massive source of just auto lead generation. Some things that I set up years ago are still generating leads on autopilot every day. So in the upfront cost and time is a little bit longer, just like it is with SEO, but I've got some really cool strategies inside my Pinterest for Profit course that talks about organic and how you can get it all set up in 6 weeks to really make sense for your whole process of marketing for organic on there. It's totally doable.
Awesome. So you said it was pinterestforprofit.com, right?
Yes.
All right, cool deal. Yeah, so any of you guys who hopefully everybody benefits from this and anybody who's interested in it, you guys can go ahead and find her there and the link will be down in the episode description.
Yep.
And I really want to thank you for taking the time out to come on here. This has been really nice. This was actually I'm still kind of amazed at the fact I found anybody who knows anything about Pinterest.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to connect because I know it's a very underutilized platform and people are very curious about it these days. So
Yeah, I was honest. Like I said, I was in shock when I was like, she does Pinterest.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's the whole thing is most people don't know yet. And so I'm on the cutting edge and it's fun and exciting.
I know. You found a wave. Just ride it out.
Amen. I'm doing
Is
it.
awesome. 'Cause it's weird thinking about the fact how many people even forget Pinterest exists as
Yeah,
a
totally.
social media platform. But
Hmm.
anyways, like I said, it was really great having you on, and
Hmm.
hopefully maybe we'll have you come back on if you have the time when you get your course
Offers and everything.
finalized and
Yeah,
out, and it'll be awesome.
absolutely. Would be happy to.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Rocking it out on your journey of marketing.